Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. So, I've cleaned all the sticky, gunky adhesive foam off of these capacitors. Each one is the same value. And this is the one that goes closest into the handle. So what you want to do is write those down and document them in case you need to replace them. Alright, so next I'm going to unscrew and see what how dirty it is under this component board. Phillips. Okay, I got movement there automatically, that's great. Always good news. Slide you guys way up there, up the side of my mat. Two, and then three. Also got to see what I can do about that pinch roller. I'm not going to be using it, but seeing how that's, you can measure it visually by moving it up and down. Alright, so I can just barely lift this up here, this component board. And do take note that there is a piece of copper right here. Basically it's going to fit right in down here, right behind the trigger button. But what I've got to do, probably take these wires off on top for a while. But you can see the foam that is rust and corrosion that's embedded itself. The shutter button does stick, so I'm going to have to clean this out. Look at this gunky stuff. I want to show you all this right up under here. Just all a bunch of gunk. All up under there. You see it? Look at this. It's forming rust. All that right there. Be able to see it better if I can get the capacitors out of the way. You see that? There you go. It's going to be a while. A lot of work. Okay, so take a look at this. I'll remove the capacitors out of the way. Now, I got this cleaned up. It's got a bunch of service rust on it. But it looks like I got to it just in time. Just by taking this micro screwdriver and scraping it. Okay, I actually held the camera upside down on my floor to get all the particles and to, you know, blow it out right there. That type of a thing. You can see how it's gotten around the shutter button because the shutter button is sticking. You see all this? And right here around the motor, it's the same type of adhesive foam that's on there. So you look at that, I can move that around. It's all causing a lot of trouble in here. Alright, so all that we got to get to. Next, remove the door. Phillips again. Movement. 2 and 3. All right. Now that I've removed the pleather, 1, 2, 3, 4 micro Phillips. There we go, we have movement. Kind of tight there for a moment, which is a no surprise with the vintage movie camera. And this glue, it's been on there since the date of manufacturing. But someone else has been in here before. It happens and it's fairly typical. Get this and up here. That's it. Remove that and you simply have another Phillips screw here. Right. That's it. Okay, here there's a slight little spring. Move this glue out of the way. Must be careful not to lose that. That's what I have to mark and remind myself. One, 2, and 3 Phillips. Movement. Always good news. There we go. All right. Movement. Come on, you. Why are you giving me a hard time? Alright, I'm going to put a screwdriver up under this one, get it out. Here. The flathead. Put it up under there and remove it easily. Just like that. Okay. Now it exposes some other things, especially that gear up there. Right? Okay, so for right now, I put the screws back into the component board right now because I'm going to be moving around a lot. Got to remove this plate right here. There you are. I believe that's it. Pressure plate, push that in, and lift this straight up. All right. Another item we place off to the side. Okay. Next, I believe that one as well. There are many more other models of these Fujica single 8 cameras that are more easier to work on. These models like this are just like a Super 8. They're a real pain in the neck. And that's the game you're going to play, huh? Come on, you. Thank you. Press down for that one. Alright, let's see if it's going to give it to us. No, that's right. Pencil. Here, there's a piece of metal right here. Okay. You don't watch out, it'll flip up, you can lose it. Okay, so of course again I've removed these component board screws right here to give me some play. I've gotten this part of the film compartment up a bit so it's more mobile. Okay, upon that anyone else is doing this, do take care of the switch. Here has a small piece of plastic on it. Let me get a close-up on that for you. So it's here at the end of my pencil eraser. It fits down into, I turn the volume dial, that little slot there. Okay, so it's this piece, not to break it off. Got to be really careful with this stuff. So if you're trying to seat it back down inside there, we're going to have to take the other side off. Alright, so that's just the deal with that. Alright, so I'm zooming out here. You also have play now here, but you don't really want to remove this yet. Okay, if at all. We're going to see how deep we can get in here to clean it without dismantling everything, hopefully. Alright, so what I'm trying to do is get to the diopter down in here so you can see it, this screw that holds it on, okay, and how it operates, you know, that type of a thing. But it's going to be going on the doesn't adjust it here, adjust it with the button on the slide button on the back. Alright, there's this little channels it moves by, so more work to go, and I really got to get this other side off. Okay, now that I've flipped the camera over, again, remember this piece right here. Okay, this one just fell out. They're going to. Alright, so here we go. This is going to work to a point. I'm going to have some other things working against me. Alright, which I'm going to have to go in here and deal with. So lift this up, turn it around, get a better view. Keep in mind of those capacitors. And here's what you've got so far, with the exception of, come here you. Put that off to the side. Fun, fun, fun. Wouldn't have it any other way. Alright, all these little parts right here are just going to fall off. Now that you've got it turned around, slowly, this thing's going to pop out, but you can just put it back in place easily. Alright, that's as far as it's going to go. Turn it over. Slowly and gently peel this back, okay? You're going to have, I'll show you, right back here, this plastic piece right here is going to get caught on the metal, okay, and this area down here. So you see it at the end of my pencil eraser, it's going to get caught on the bottom of that right there. So just be easy with it, minding the wires here, okay. Now we can essentially get to clean what we need to get to clean. Alright, so again, dismantling this thing is more like dismantling a Super 8. Super 8 camera is a pain in the backside to dismantle. Generally with Fujica cameras, the single 8s, it's not this difficult, but this one is. Alright, so all we gotta do is clean. Got a little dirty here. Again, the grease lubricant here needs to be cleaned out and new applied. You can see some dirt here on that gear. A lot to go, but especially on that bottom part. Alright, from this angle we can see the belt for sound and the flywheel. Okay. And there's the belt right there. And it's a bit rubbery, as of no surprise due to age. This stuff down in here is basically irrelevant. All right, so time to clean. Okay, so the amount of major part of the rust, corrosion, and nastiness is down here in the sound part. So that is the area to start dismantling. Other than that, just lens needs to be relubricated, stuff like that. This screw see what I can do. Alright, we got movement. Okay, with the shutter button right here, take a flathead screwdriver, put it right up under here, and then you slide it out. Okay, there you go. See how dirty it is up in there? All this is going to have to be cleaned. That's what's making the shutter button stick. Rust and dirt with old lubrication. Here, another Phillips. We have movement. Now, lift this up, pull it back a bit. You do have a wire down here for the sound. Gonna lift this up, the whole deal. This is where a lot of the problems are. Okay. See all that dirt? See all that? All got to be cleaned. Including this, all that rust and everything. Trash right here, that old foam. See that? Falling off. That was around the motor, by the way. So some of this stuff is no longer good. Up in there. So the way years ago we used to test these belts. Take it, see if it's, pull it back, and watch it's going to slowly come back together. See that? So the belt is bad. Just simply remove it. There you go. It's trash. And this flywheel. There you go. Hopefully this is not going to interrupt anything like some over the cameras I've removed them from. It's going to make it a whole lot lighter. here we go. All that just to get to this. Look at this. All up under here. Alright. It's just a mess. Including right here. All that old foam wrapped around the motor. See what we can do without and see what we can keep. Next, remove this motor. Movement again. That's good. Come on, you. All right. That's out of the way for now. And we have this white wire connected here in the sound section. All right. Now let's remove this motor for now. Okay, so that's out of the way. At this point, it's just more scraping and cleaning here. Next, remove this cover for the sound section. It's like the thing's just hanging off. That's it, just a cover. Okay, more cleaning and seeing what's going on. Let's go ahead and solder this wire here, right in the sound section. Alright, there's one. And for the second one. There we are. Now we can proceed in cleaning this and remove what we can remove that we don't need anymore. Alright, so this is the original action of this thing. The shutter button will be here. And it's sticking, so here's the action originally. push in with the thumb, with the finger, and here back at my thumb here, right here. Okay. With that out of the mind and out of the way, I'll remove this part. 2 Phillips. So by the way, if you're a film student, you're first getting any type of vintage movie camera, especially when these sound ones, keep in mind, if you're not used to custom, rather, to being something heavy, these cameras are heavy. All right. What has got you on there? Well, let's try the screws the rest of the way, right? There's another one down inside of here. Right there. The end of my pencil eraser. You can barely see it due to the rust. Alright, we got movement. Good news. Okay. Right. We got 3 screws I don't want to lose, so that's the underbelly of it. And the side. Okay. Next, remove this. Alright, there we go. Lots of nastiness under this. Got to pull it off of this little pin down here. Slide off to the side and then up. Those 2 pieces, that's what you have. Goes under it, for those who wish to know. Alright. This little part right here. Little indentation sticking out. It slides into this. Just like that. That's what it locks. All right. Alright, so with that out of the way, so here we are. We'll push this up and you'll see a spring here. Okay, so we want to catch spring down in here is all this rust. Time to clean. All these areas for some of these parts, you see they're just metal pressed in there. All right. Just like that. Okay. So I have to work around it. All right, let me see if you can catch this for you. Just get it up on that little open part, which is not easy. All right, we got it. So I have to remove this clamp. Same thing. Get up under the little area there. And push it up. I'll try not to stab myself. And this comes into the section of it's best to send your camera to a service technician for repair. And upon that you intend to get in here and service these cameras yourself, whatever mistakes made upon the camera, a camera, or your person are all on you. I'm just going to have to pull this pinch roller mechanism straight up, keeping my eye on the spring at the bottom. Put my thumb around it. Not easy. Because it's pushing everything down here, making it really difficult. Alright. See that? That's the part that's not easy. It's pulling on that spring, so the spring is going to move. It's finally going to come out against my thumb. You see what's going on here? And this piece is rusted. So I'm going to try to hold this so you can see what's going on as best as possible. Alright, I got it. Okay. See how that spring popped off down there? From here to here. There you are. Now I just got to lift this up. Slide it off. And there we are. More padding. Rust and corrosion. Rust and corrosion. Rust and corrosion. Okay, next to remove this clamp washer right here, what you want to do is turn it around the back. Push this support in for the pinch roller. Okay, and once you do that, pull this. How about a pair of pliers, Paul? Take this part and just pull straight up. Although it's easier said than done. You can see what's going on here. Okay, that way you don't have to remove the clamp. There we are. All right. Okay, pinch roller, slide it straight out. You want to replace this, you can, just for measurement like I was showing before on another video for when the camera actually will start. Or this needs to be a certain height. Okay, you get to move it up and down with a screwdriver, a micro screwdriver. That's the way you want to do it. Yes, if not, you can play with it another way, but this is bad. And besides that point, you see all the rust and corrosion we got to clean right here. All right. And by the way, just to let you know, when you're putting this thing up, it does have an inner core to it, meaning here and there it is, right there. Simply pull it straight out. Okay. Let's start chipping this away. Clean it off. That's really on there. really stuck on there. It's like a goo. I'm glad that wasn't my finger. Another angle. Work this down. There we go. And another one. Gooey stuff. Rust. Alright, more cleaning. Okay, this spring I'll have to remove it. I gotta clean these other parts here. And this one, just pull it off. Alright. That's it. Off to the side. Work with this, that. And clean all of the above. Alright, so I've got some of the rust down a bit. The only thing I can do now with these pieces is putting it into solution to help remove the rust. And then I have to sit a while. I have to go back and repeat the process and that type of a thing, okay? So, for right now, this part, these two parts are out of sight, out of mind. And we'll bring in the cover here. We just had to start cleaning on this. Some metal pressed. More trash. Pads here. Old lubricant for the flywheel. Touch of rust there. Go ahead and take you out of there if we can. But I think, got that screw right there that's backwards. See what I can do about that. Too big. I'll have to pull that out later. this old padding. Look at that. Same thing as gooey glue padding. Oh man, the fun. Scrape off as much as you can with this and go back and clean it with alcohol. What a mess. All right. Get all up under here, man. Even here, gooey foam padding. Work this down to a point like this and then just go in there with the alcohol. Gotta soften it up. Go back and apply padding. New stuff. Something different. All right. Alright. Check out this screw. Okay, so this at the end of my pencil eraser is actually a miniature bolt. I've taken my pliers and I have worked it up. That's what I've done, just like that. Okay, so next I can just hold on to it and remove it just with the fingers. Okay, there it is. That irritating thing fell right off. And there we are. Next, this piece, just slide it on out. Look how nasty that is. So now with that old bolt removed and that metal piece right there, that little bracket, I can go in here and continue doing some removing and cleaning that old sticky stuff. Alright. Then we just have to start wiping it down with alcohol. Alright. Alright, so remove this old lubricant here. That was to support the flywheel. this wiped out before we put the alcohol on it, start cleaning it. Everything that would be expected. I do have to go up here and clean this diameter. There's some trash in there. Alright. So, with that being said, let's take that off. Okay, I'm going to give this a pull, just like that. This slips out. Some fungus there. Got to put that under the UV light. Okay, so next we have this ring right here. That's what it is. I hold my thumb on it so it won't fall out. Turn it over. And this is the ring. You push here and there. Okay, for the diameter. Move it with my thumb inside. Okay, there you go. Turn that over. You stick your finger in there, pull it straight up, and there it is. All right. This part does not have to be removed because it's actually glued in there for the eyepiece. And we're just going to clean around it up. All right. Alcohol, 99.9%. Always best to use. Again, anything around 87 is the lowest you want to use. Lower than that, it's going to have too much water in it. Microfiber cloth. Cleaning time. That alcohol on those pads down there, it'll come off eventually. You also want to get inside here anyway because there's going to be fungus. You can't see it, but it's there. Diopter, eyepiece rather now. These pieces down here, you want to get them soaked with the rubbing alcohol. And I have them remove easier. Got to go back and really rub it, scrub it. Alright, then you go back with a diamond file or a screwdriver, micro screwdriver. Start scratching that stuff off. Alcohol, loosen it up. For these reasons, you don't want to use any rubbing alcohol that's less than 87%. It's got a lot of water in it, and that can cause rust. Areas here and the middle parts of your camera. Alright, it's going to take work. You service your own cameras. When you first get one in, this is what you're going to be doing first. It's really best to send it to someone who knows what they're doing. Alright, let's clean under this volume dial right here. That's it. Pretty basic. Phillips. You're gonna give me a hard time, aren't you? For something so simple. It's the easy ones that get you. Alright, so you've got an interesting screw there. Focus. You can tell back where it goes. Put that there. Push this out. Focus. There's the piece. And there's the back. Put the numbers right there for you. Alright. What I do with a lot of parts that I have to remove like this, I'll take some tape, and even though I know that's where that fits, I put it over just like that and lock the screw on. Alright, so that way I know what goes where at times. So this is where we are right now. All that rust, all that corrosion going on in these parts like that, I got to get that cleaned out. Okay, it's time to put something on it, some type of solvent that I have here, and help in removing that rust and eliminating some parts here that would be great that was previously used for sound that are no longer useful. That can make the camera a whole lot lighter. All that right there. Okay, do contact me at the social media outlets provided on the screen, and remember, as always, do subscribe. Until next time, later.